I have some of the best subscribers. Thank you so much for sending me such amazing information. I'm going to read some of it now. Catnip actually is legal, folks, but my cats, my cats absolutely love that stuff. They go crazy when they roll around in it, they eat it, they fight over it. But anyway, cute little picture for this morning. So I received an email today. Thank you for a subscriber. I will not mention your name. She says, did you know that my favorite Bureau of Instigation has clients that press them for information? Oh, my cat just ran across the desk here. She says, what clients? The fusion between government and private clients needs to be brought to light. Who or what are these clients, quote unquote? Gorilla Man once spilled a secret in his babbling. Oh, he reveals a lot of secrets in his babbling, folks. He said the online world is not the real world. I think this program is all technology based, so their source is that no one made people use the technology. I agree, except that we are surrounded by it, and they are forcing us to use it. In my view, by them creating a digital game, they're trying to bypass karma and judgment, but they are actively terrorizing people with waves and neural links and spying on your location, etc. By the way, try shutting off power, maybe use a generator, and see if your demons settle down. And they said, oh, my best friend, who doesn't even know about gang stalking, mentioned that her house was always broken into when she was at work, that some druggie across the street must have done this or assisted others. And recently she noticed claw marks in the same pattern in random places on her property, and she thought of me. Well, thank you so much for that. I have photos of claw marks on the inside of a closet that I rarely used at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, in a home I lived in for 30 years as original owner. I have claw marks inside that door. There are also claw marks here in Kentucky. They must be using some kind of odd device to do that, but thank you so much for sharing it. It's so validating. And you know, people are so afraid to speak out about this stuff because it is so bizarre. It's hard to take people seriously, but this really is happening, folks. This is a psychological operation. And the psychological operation involves criminals, people with past records, informants, neighbors, alcoholics, drug addicts, etc. I mean, as you know, my stalker neighbor was arrested last week or the week before, and she was charged with driving under the influence. I wonder what she was driving under the influence of. I don't know. She always looked like that she had an alcohol problem. And this is not an assault on people who have this problem. But it is an assault on people who stalk others for a living. So, and anyway, she goes on to say, oh, I figured it out. This gang stalking thing is presented as threat assessment. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. Threat assessment. Now that makes sense. So they are instigating innocent people to make a threat, or as in your case, meaning mine, maybe lie about it like your old neighbor did. Also, like all fake TIs are trying to portray, that TIs are unstable and dangerous. Well, yes, there are a lot of fake TIs, and they do say that. There are a lot of fake ones that are on the boards of some of these groups, or that have been involved in the groups or the podcasts. And then she goes on to say, they can then use this information to treat TIs like sex offenders. You can't be around us at school, etc. Wow, they'll never stop. It's also why Gorilla Guy instigates people to fight That's absolutely right. This is why I tell my subscribers, and you have to take responsibility for your own actions and stuff, but if he is instigating you, do not respond. If he sends you a link, do not click on it. Cut and paste it into an email to yourself, take a screenshot. Do not engage this person. Do not. Because it will go nowhere. It's like talking to the police, right? It's going to go nowhere. They're going to fabricate what you say anyway and distort it. Just the way he does by stalking my account. He takes whatever I say. I could be reading an article verbatim, and then he's fabricating some lie about me, distorting something. Okay? So you know, sane people cannot engage with insane people. It becomes insanity if you do so. So stop. I need to stop too. But they do instigate. So she says, another individual posted a video about this in the news. Maybe we should talk about this. She says, someone else posted this today, and I'm going to read it. And this is amazing. Okay? So this is Targeted Individuals Get Answers. I'm attaching an essay that I recently asked TextGBT, which is an artificial intelligence website, to write for me about the correlation between gang stalking and mass shootings. This is the response from the AI. Okay? You need to... This is unbelievable, folks. Mass shootings are a growing concern in the United States, with an average of one shooting incident per day in 2021. The last 7 mass shootings, which occurred between 2021 and 2023, have resulted in numerous casualties, and I have left communities in shock and mourning. In some cases, the perpetrators of these shootings claimed to be stalked by a group of unknown people. The first of the 7 mass shootings took place in a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado in 2021. The shooter, who killed 10 people, claimed to have been stalked by a group of unknown individuals prior to the incident. Similarly, the perpetrator of a mass shooting in a grocery store in Aurora, Illinois in 2021 claimed to have been stalked by a group of unknown people. In 2022, a mass shooting took place in a factory in Indianapolis, Indiana. The shooter, who killed 8 people, claimed to have been stalked by a group of unknown individuals. The same year, a mass shooting occurred at a church in Texas. The shooter, who killed 6 people, also claimed to have been stalked by a group of unknown people. In 2023, a mass shooting took place in a school in California. The shooter, who killed 5 people, claimed to have been stalked by a group of unknown individuals prior to the incident. Similarly, a perpetrator, and this is where it gets blocked off, in Georgia, also claimed to have been stalked by a group of unknown people. I will have to go to this post, locate this post. I didn't do that before recording this. But this gives you an idea of how many people are fighting for their lives because they're being stalked by a group of unknown people. And this is not a one-time occurrence, folks. I can assure you that I have been stalked by a group of unknown people since I lived in Manalapan, New Jersey, where I lived for 30 years in the same house. I believe the stalking occurred around 2012. I know for certain in 2015 because I started photographing the people photographing me. I had cars doing U-turns in front of me, behind me, honking their horns, screaming out their windows. I originally just chalked it up to, oh, you know what? It's just these these entitled people in New Jersey. And of course, there are certainly entitled people everywhere in the United States. But I just chalked it up to, okay, it's just those new people that are moving in, you know? Those new people from New York that were moving in after 9/11. But no, there are groups of unknown people that are paid. They are paid perpetrators that are community stalkers, community vigilantes. They are informants. They're confidential human sources. That's what my favorite Bureau of Investigation calls them. Confidential human sources. Human. Does that mean that they're not AI? Or perhaps now, with all the jab people, maybe you cannot even click on that box where, where you're signing online and you have to confirm that you're a human, and there's a little box to click off that I am not a robot. Maybe at some point, we won't be able to click that box anymore, folks. But thank you so much for this very, very valuable information. I also found, let's see, there was something else that I wanted to read out loud. Here it is. And thank you so much for this. A subscriber was nice enough to take a screenshot. Gorilla Boy was commenting on what one of my subscribers stated. And he has the audacity to write, "Wicked Witch Theme Lorraine has the face and nose of a witch, doesn't she? I wonder how many brooms she owns." Well, you know what? If I were responding to the gorilla guy, if I were a witch, you really would not be saying those things to me, because really bad stuff would start to happen, especially if I knew your date, time, and place of birth. So we'll leave off on that note, folks. This gorilla guy, what he's doing, he is instigating. He wants a response. Just copy what he's saying. It gives me more information to provide. And this is by the way, he is 42 years old. And for the astrology folks out there who knows anything about age 42, like usually between 41 and 43, it's called the Uranus opposition. It's when events and people come into your lives that totally change and destroy everything you ever knew. There are a lot of people that get divorced at that age, or go into a new relationship, end a relationship, start a job, end a job, get fired. Well, maybe this is the year that gorilla, he gets exposed for who he is, right? He's the real enemy of the state. He's the perpetrator. He's a disinformation, a slander, fusion center operative, in my opinion. Maybe. He's obviously paid to do what he does. Oh, and in one of his most recent videos that someone provided me, stated that he said on the air that the reason he's on he prefers to be on the internet. He doesn't like going outside. The internet is all he needs. Okay? So this is a guy, he thinks the internet is the real world. And the real world out there isn't. This is the devil's work. It's an inversion, folks. It's a reversal. It's a reversal. Just like the reversals on his voicemails. But anyway, thank you so much, subscribers, for that information. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, signing off for now.